Reeling from defeat in the First World War, the Weimar German Empire grappled through the pits of financial, civil and societal disarray. As the German public dealt with the shortage of basic needs, widespread chaos was felt across the nation, with the transformation of war generating a new scope of creativity for artists. Expressionist art sought for a new medium. Released at the beginning of 1920, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari was Germany's answer to the unattractive reality of everyday life. Innovation and controversy were the outcome of the film, which presented characters who were perceived as the anti-democratic forces in Germany at the time. This was seemingly too real for German audiences who were yet to embrace the juxtaposition between aesthetic concerns and political concerns within Expressionist films. Following the story of a madman and his disorientation with his subconscious, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari presents an illusory, simple story with a narrative that drives far deeper than one would suspect. On its surface, the film bestows a story of sleeping insanity through César, the somnambulist, and the sadistic professor who manipulates him to commit macabre murders. Once the film concludes and the framing story reveals the truth behind the genuine madman Francis and the nightmarish reality he has constructed within his mind, the connection between Dr. Caligari and the momentous authoritative figures of the Weimar German Empire reinstates Caligari's display of societal interpretation on the cruel and unreasonable authority of the government. This is contrasted by the mental perception and subjectivity of the cerebral that is being offered on screen. Francis's internal imagery and his subconscious are observed through the film's choice to position the narrative within his mind. The narrative of his distorted reality explores how Francis's disturbed characterization can be portrayed by his insane mind and seeks to explore how one can descend into madness when fighting an authoritarian. Whilst Dr. Caligari obtained influence from authentic German Expressionist themes, its distinct visual style accentuates the mythic unrest of these themes further. The twisted theme of reality being distorted was a result of the film's set design within the mise-en-scène. The background decor in Dr. Caligari emphasizes the dreamlike quality of German Expressionism and reminds the audience that the film is purely a means to escape the reality of their own lives. Sharp, jagged, and twisted objects crowd the set design and highlight the maddening reality of Francis's mind within the framing narrative, presenting an alternate reality of morbid nature. The majority of the film's narrative is placed inside Francis's mind, between an epilogue and a prologue. This use of manipulation and subjectivity places the viewer inside the mind of Francis. His internal imagery and inner voice are observed once the story switches from reality to his head. This invokes a sense of threat and unrest within the characters of the film, a threat that can be traced back to German society itself and the precise concerns of the public at the time. The German Expressionist movement produced original and culturally rich works of cinema within the struggle of an economic, political, and social turmoil. As we reflect on the impact of Dr. Caligari, a clarification can be formed regarding the distinct characteristics of the film and the features of the movement. Dr. Caligari displays the theme of cruel and unreasonable authority, felt by a nation under the threat of controlling dictators within the twisted and distorted set design. This expresses the filmic style and identity of German Expressionism, and its surface of visuals, identity, and spectacle, as well as providing an insight into the psyche of a national identity during this interwar time period. But most of all, the film provides a reality for the German public that was sitting on the border between reality and fantasy.